Hi Internet, I'm Tango, and these are Tango's Takes. The take for today, February 9th, 2021, is the difference between a lead and a supervisor. So, I'm old enough to have worked a number of jobs now. I'm also old enough to have opinions, like words have meaning, and while meanings can evolve, they still have very definite meanings. One thing I've run into more than once with jobs, and it particularly annoyed the heck out of me at a previous job that I didn't stay at particularly long, was people's job titles and their responsibilities didn't match up. Now, it's one thing when a person's title is, say, campaign manager, and their boss is a supervisor of campaign management, and that person's boss is the manager of campaign management. Because campaign manager is not a manager title, it's a very accurate description of what they do. They manage campaigns, and there's not really a better title without adding words like campaign management specialist, which just gets longer and it doesn't flow right. But in some places, you start to run into a position called lead and a position called supervisor. And based upon my initial experience with these things and the meaning of the words lead and supervisor, I expect those to be similar but different roles. Ultimately, they both involve direct supervision, for lack of a better word, of a team. The lead is expected to perform the same duties as the team, plus the disciplinary actions, the attendance, the writing, the schedule. Their job is to lead the team, but they are still part of the team. My current title is lead, and I'm new, and I have a lot more familiarity with the lead side of it than the administrative supervisory side of it than I do the support aspects of it, because there's a lot of software unique to the situation, processes unique to the situation. And I'm trying to learn those, but what they really needed was someone to step in and do the team level administration stuff. And honestly, I think the title should be supervisor. But that's not how it was sold. That's not what they expect of me. And until such point that expectation changes, I'm working towards being able to perform in that role, because right now I'm performing more like a supervisor. A supervisor is there to supervise things getting done. They should be able to offer experience, guidance, wisdom. They should be able to step in and assist if things are bad, like say if you're in a call center or call center-like environment and there's just too many calls coming in, too many tickets coming in, and the team itself cannot keep up, the supervisor should be capable of stepping in to assist until things settle down. But there's not an expectation that their day-to-day responsibilities include all the responsibilities of their team members. Now, occasionally you'll see a setup where a team has a lead and a supervisor, or you might have several small teams, each with leads, and a supervisor over that group of teams or that larger team. Though that's particularly unusual. I've only found one place where leads and supervisors existed simultaneously. Okay, two. But one of them didn't start with leads. And in both of those, the supervisors were expected to do a lot of the day-to-day work, just the same as the leads were. But in the first one of those, the first place I was introduced to the concept of a lead and not a supervisor, the biggest difference between a lead and a supervisor was that a supervisor could perform disciplinary actions and write reviews, but the lead could not. They could write up the information a supervisor could use to develop those reviews. They could indicate that, hey, based upon this, disciplinary action is recommended, but they couldn't actually deliver it. The second place, yeah, I'll just leave it alone. But be aware of the work you're getting into and what's expected of you, regardless of the title, because there is a difference between a lead and a supervisor. And just because you have the title of one or the other does not mean you may not have to work like the other. So make sure that when you update your resume, that while you include your accurate title, make sure that you indicate in the details what work you were performing. I've had more than one issue where people see my title was systems administrator for a job I had, and I wasn't a systems administrator. That was just a title that they had. I was desktop support with a little bit of system support and a minimal system administration, but I was primarily desktop support. There's a difference. That's all I've got for today. Please stay safe and healthy out there, because I'd love to see you next time.